Welcome to the Invent Idaho Invention Convention State Finals Award Ceremony 2021. This is a celebration of our young inventors' creativity and innovative problem solving. I am Beth Brubaker, Invent Idaho Invention Convention co-founder and state director. We're thrilled to have you joining us in this virtual award ceremony and hope to see you all live and in person next year at the University of Idaho, who is our outstanding host and partner for over 5 years. I applaud the vision of the University of Idaho leaders as they collaborate with our Invent Idaho young inventors. Enjoy this short video where you will see why the University of Idaho is ranked so highly nationwide, and where you will also be introduced to Dr. John Crepeau, who will be back later to present several major awards.
Hello and welcome to the University of Idaho's College of Engineering. My name is John Crepeau and I'm the Associate Dean for undergraduates in the college. With me are current students Izzy Strawn and Nick Pancari, and we're excited to talk to you today and give you a little more information about our nationally ranked engineering and computer science programs. We offer more than 20 undergraduate and graduate programs across the state of Idaho and online, including cybersecurity-focused computer science programs and Idaho's only biological engineering program. Our capstone design program is ranked one of the top 7 in the nation by the National Academy of Engineering for infusing real-world experiences into engineering education. Through the program, you get hands-on experience directly related to your major. The University of Idaho is the only college in the state that is nationally ranked for best value by Forbes, Money, U.S. News and World Report, and the Princeton Review magazines. We know cost is an important factor when choosing a college. Our students are awarded nearly $1 million in scholarships annually from us.
Hi, I'm Izzy and I am studying bioengineering at the U of I. Improving an ever-changing world requires the knowledge and skill sets of a highly diverse engineering community. Our College of Engineering is the region's only exemplary status bronze-level institution, recognized by the American Society for Engineering Education for our Diversity and Inclusion Initiative. 87% of our students have a job at graduation or are enrolled in additional education or military service. These graduates go on to work with global leaders in engineering innovation, including NASA, Apple, Amazon, Google, Micron, and more.
We simply cannot run an event of this magnitude without our amazing sponsors, judges, and volunteers. I especially want to thank our 3 regional coordinators, Jennifer Hammond, Betty Turner, and Brenda Greenhall. In addition, I especially want to thank Micron, who is the proud sponsor of this 2021 live stream Invent Idaho virtual award ceremony. Thank you, Micron. In addition, we have this Idaho STEM Action Center as one of our most valued sponsors. Also, a valued sponsor is INL, the Idaho National Laboratory. Thank you, INL, for being such a valued sponsor. Lee and Hayes, patent attorneys, and they are fabulous by donating a free patent search to our winners. Also, Randall Danskin, patent attorneys, who have donated a free patent search to our winners as well, to one of our winners. The University of Idaho, as I mentioned earlier, and as you saw in the video, is a fabulous host site. Fig Pickles Toy Emporium. If you have not been to Fig Pickles in Coeur d'Alene, they are one of our valued sponsors, and you will enjoy that treat. One of our valued sponsors is the Bird Aviation Museum and Invention Center. Thank you to the Bird Aviation Museum and Invention Center, because they have something there for everyone. If you have not visited, it should be a highlight of one of your days. And finally, last but not least, our valued sponsor, Rathdrum Power. Thank you so very much. Even if you're at home, Let's give a big round of applause to our sponsors, judges, and volunteers. Thank you, sponsors. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Caitlin McGuire, the Interim Director of the Idaho STEM Action Center. Caitlin is the Interim Executive Director of the Idaho STEM Action Center, a state agency under the Office of the Governor dedicated to providing STEM amazing opportunities for students, educators, and communities. A former scientist, Caitlin is passionate about STEM education and workforce development. In her free time, she enjoys sharing her passion for paleontology and natural history with others. Dr. McGuire, thank you for joining our young inventors for this awards ceremony.
Thank you so much, Beth, for having me as part of this wonderful celebration. I can remember participating in an invention convention in 6th grade, and I truly enjoyed the creative process and was proud of what I had accomplished. And it's opportunities like this that propelled my passion to be a scientist. We at the STEM Action Center are incredibly excited to see how young, creative minds are innovating to solve the world's problems. And we are honored to have the winners represent this GEM state at the National Invention Convention. Each year, it is amazing to see the projects that students develop, see students hone their innovation skills, and foster their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math. Idaho is quickly becoming a leader in STEM education and workforce development. Our state boasts the 3rd fastest growing technology sector in the nation, and other STEM fields are not far behind. Within the next 20 years, the vast majority of Idaho jobs will require some fluency in STEM. And while STEM education builds technical skills, more importantly, it builds 21st century skills, such as problem solving while fostering creativity, key components to innovation. There is no doubt in my mind that the participants from this program will be well equipped to lead Idaho and the nation into the 21st century STEM economy. Students, we encourage you to continue exploring your passion for invention in STEM. You are here because of your curiosity, your dedication, and your interest in STEM fields. You are asking questions and solving problems that may not have been asked or solved before, building on existing fields of human understanding, and discovering the myriad of ways in which the world functions. Parents, family members, and friends, we encourage you to continue supporting your students. Events such as this will prepare them for the challenges and opportunities that they will face once they leave the classroom. Thank you for all your hard work during a challenging year. We are excited to be part of this wonderful celebration of innovation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McGuire and the Idaho STEM Action Center. For those of you who have attended a previous Invent Idaho State Finals event in person, then you already know the treat that is in store for you as I introduce our MC for this evening. First-timers, you will be delighted that you came to this virtual event and award ceremony as you enjoy the energy, passion, and innovative spirit that our MC makes every year. He absolutely makes the award ceremony a fantastic event. Mr. Graybright has been the host of LA's Tomorrow Show and is currently the Senior Director of Product Design and Development for Hasbro Games. His role includes leading cross-functional teams across all aspects of design and development, from concept to consumer, including, but not limited to, IP creation, character and world creation, product design, innovation, branding, packaging, project management, and engineering. Gray's mission is to foster a culture of creativity and innovation dedicated to the power of play. Prepare to be energized and help me welcome one of the most creative, innovative individuals that I know, Gray Bright.
Oh, Beth, hello, lovely to see you. And more importantly, my young inventing friends. Hello. If we have met in the past, it is wonderful to see you again. If this is the first time you're seeing me and wondering, why has he got an Australian accent and how many board games are there? Well then, please let me introduce myself to you. My name is Gray Bright. What a funny name. That's a contradiction in itself. Now, who am I? Well, this is my boss. My boss is Mr. Potato. This is us celebrating Q4 reports and going business. Woohoo! I work at Hasbro. We make a ton of toys and games. And I've been inventing my entire life. Some of the things that I've made over the years, top left, you see a solar powered plant that would follow the sun. And then bottom left, I built a radio station. And bottom right, I then built a TV station so that me and my neighbor could watch reruns of Voltron. Ah, good times. And then over the years, I went and studied robotic and mechatronic engineering, which meant that I can now build robots that play against me in games such as air hockey. And I know how to program them really badly so that I can beat them every time. It's a little trick, but it works. Now, I work on a desk, but it's not the normal desk that you know of. I like to work on a motorized desk and drive it around. Not only do I work on a motorized desk, I thought, well, Tesla have autonomous cars, so we made it autonomous. I'm not sure why, but it just seemed like the right thing to do. Don't you agree? Making an autonomous desk, that sounds about right. So here's a game that I'd love to play with you, because I spend all my days playing games with people and making them. We're going to play a game of Guess This Game. What's up on screen? Shout it out. That's right. Monopoly. Woohoo! What's up on screen now? What could this one be? Oh, it's a candlestick and some rope. Yeah, you got it. It's Clue. What's this next one that we're seeing? Some colored discs. Oh, I'm feeling like it's Connect 4. You got it right. What's this next one? Oh, you saw it. You know it. You know it. It's Mousetrap. You got it. What's this next one? Is that, oh, Sam looks like he could be a little bit ill because it's Operation. This next one here, it's Twister. Of course, it's Twister. Now we see here, oh, a little bit of wood. What could be going on here? Oh, if it isn't Jenga. Yes, yes, yes. What are we seeing on screen this time? Shout it out. A little risky. That's right, it's Risk. Now, what's this next one? Some sort of ship, some sort of battleship. Oh, yes, you did it. You did it. Congratulations. Well done. But how are these games made? I know what you're saying. You're saying, Gray, that's a lot of games. How do you make them all? Let me show you. Let me show you some inside knowledge. We speak to people like you. We speak to kids and we go, hey, what's fun? What are you enjoying? And maybe we hear, you know what? I like Angry Birds. I enjoy playing with Angry Birds, and I like Star Wars as well. I'm a big fan of Star Wars. And we think, oh, is there something in there? Could that be some sort of fun game? And then we start sketching. We start contemplating and thinking, how could this game work? How could it play? Maybe there's some balls that you're throwing in. Maybe they're falling through the Millennium Falcon. Then we take it to the next stage where we get an artist to start drawing it up, and we look at it and we go, this is looking pretty fun. This is looking pretty fun. We need to take this to the next stage. So then we start building out some 3D models. Maybe we 3D print it. Most importantly, we start playing with you. We start playing games. And then we go, did you enjoy it? Have you had fun? And we do this round and round iterative process to make the best game possible. And then we start emailing our friends all around the world saying, hey, I'm going to need this type of plastic and I'm going to need this many units, because we need to create documentation of how we're going to make many, many of them. And then we need to start thinking about packaging. What's this going to look like on shelf? And then we send it to the factories, and the factories start making, countless, so many of them. We think of marketing campaigns. Overall, the invention process that you have gone through is very similar to how we make games and how products in general are made. People sit down and they think and they ask questions and they start to sketch, and then they ask some questions more and then they test it out. And that is why I'm so proud to be here, because my friends, inventing, it's one of the greatest things you can do. So my name is Gray, and as I said, I work for Mr. Potato Head. Look at us. Business, business, business. So could we cut the presentation, because it's time You know it. You know it is time for us to get into the awards. So we're going to get into the awards because I know that's what you're here for. I know you're sitting on the edge of those chairs, probably swiveling around thinking, great, tell me about the adaptations category. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do. We will go through and announce adaptations category. We will start at third place. We will move through the grades. We will then go to second place, move through the grades, and we'll go to first place. We'll get the hang of it as we go through. So stick with me here. Here we go. Adaptations. It is an absolute pleasure to start the ceremony off by awarding third place grades 1 through 2 to Genevieve Vallely from STEM Charter Academy with Candy Scarecrow. Woohoo! Good times, good times. Next, we have third place grades 3 through 4. That is for Ava Kepner, STEM Charter Academy, No Shed Dog Brush. Good stuff, Ava. Next, we have third place grades 5 through 6. Noah Noroki, White Pine Elementary with Sticky Hanger. Woohoo! Next, we have third place, grades 7 through 8. Ethan Flicker and Timothy Gindra from Grace Lutheran School with Flex Lid. Woohoo! Yes, congratulations. Up next, we transition to second place, and we will be awarding second place grades 1 through 2. Sydney Viord, STEM Charter Academy with Band-Aid Hand-Aid. Yes. Next, second place, grades 3 through 4. Sydney Mang from White Pine Elementary with Lazy Susan Refrigerator. Woohoo! Up next, second place, grades 5 through 6. Kelsey Davis, White Pine Elementary, Long Live Pause. Yes. Second place, grades 7 through 8. Matilda Hughes, STEM Charter Academy with reusable bamboo bags. Woo! Next, we move to first place. This is awarding adaptation awards, first place, grades 1 through 2. Tanner Walker with Jing Bing Blocks. Woohoo! Next up, we have first place, grades 3 through 4. Evan Lee, White Pine Elementary with Malego. Yes! First place, grades 5 through 6. It's Summer Spiker from Hayden Meadows with the Helmet Trackie. Yes. And we have first place, grades 7 through 8. Mackenzie Conley from STEM Charter Academy with Blade Safe. Woohoo! And now for Adaptation Awards, Best of Category. This award goes to Callie Walker, Homeschool with Callogy Picks. Woohoo! Congratulations, Callie. That is fantastic. And let's enjoy this brief video of our Best of Category winner telling you about her invention.
Hi, I'm Callie Walker, and I am in 4th grade. I am being homeschooled this year, but usually I go to Carver Elementary. My project is the Callogy Picks. It is a pen that has different picks. This pen is really a food tester that is disguised so you don't stand out at school. I've been allergic to peanuts and tree nuts my whole life, and I've had to miss out on quite a few good treats that I really want to. I've never had a Dairy Queen Blizzard in my life, or any blizzards or sundaes. And I also have missed out at school. There was a kid who had a birthday party, and there was these 6 inches in diameter cookies, and I had to miss out on those because of my allergies because we didn't know if they had nuts. So this is so we can know if our food has nuts or tree nuts or whatever your allergy is. There is so far just 6 that are right now going to be out, and that is wheat, dairy, peanuts, eggs, tree nuts, and shellfish. And they all have different color-coded things, so you don't get. I know as I have a theory that the color code bar on them will change colors. Like, for example, the red one for peanuts will change to purple, and the blue one will change to green, depending on what allergies you have and what one you bought. It can hold 4 at a time, and when you get your thing, you want to put 4 in, and make sure when you get it, you have your disposing pick. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So it didn't change colors, and it was a red one, and so it means it was safe, and you would do it probably, I would suggest 3 times in like food like a granola bar. So now that I know it's peanut safe, and I learned through this process of inventing this that you need to keep going even if you run into a dead end, because if you really like what you're doing, it's always possible.
Yes, fantastic. What a wonderful video. Congratulations, Carly. Let's send it back to Beth, who will tell us about our next exciting segment.
Thank you, Greg. Imagine owning a toy store. What could be more exciting if you're a kid or even a big kid like me? Brett and Susan Summer, our Invent Idaho dynamic duo, are 2 of the most fun people I know. They own Fig Pickle's Toy Emporium in Coeur d'Alene, so of course they're fun. We're going live to Fig Pickles right now for the Games and Gadgets Awards. Brett and Susan, are you there?
We are
We're
here.
Welcome to Fig Pickles,
Welcome
everybody.
to Fig Pickles, everyone. Thank you, Beth, for allowing us to join you for Invent Idaho this year. We are so pleased to present our special Fig Pickles Award to the gadget and games inventor whose game is most likely to be successfully manufactured, quickly hit the market, and be on the store shelves before Christmas. And this year's Fig Pick goes to
Ava Shields, Prairie View Elementary, for her fun game, Dessert Rush. Congratulations, Ava.
Hey, so come on down to Fig Pickles. We know you're over in Post Falls.
We have to show her.
So come over to pick up your really large game and toy basket. We look forward to seeing and meeting you.
And we look forward to seeing everybody at Fig Pickles someday. Make sure you say hi.
It is now our privilege to present the winners in the Gadgets and Games category for Invent Idaho 2021. And here we go.
Grades 3 and 4. Third place. We're starting 3rd place. Grades 3 and 4 goes to David Wee, White Pine Elementary, the Rubik's Screen.
Yay!
Yay!
3rd place, grades 5 and 6, Kobe Walker. He's homeschooled for Snow Wars.
Woo! 2nd place, grades 3 and 4, goes to Zev Ruse, Collister School for Are we there yet?
2nd place, grades 5 to 6, Daniel Gurley from STEM Charter Academy for Shapes Race.
Woo! 2nd place, grades 7 and 8, goes to Aiden Huffman and Corbin Stubbs Rusum, White Pine Charter, for Xbox Overwrite Controller. Woo! You're up.
This one? No.
Oh,
1st place. Oh, we're down to the big 1st places here. 1st place, grades 1 and 2, Sylvie Gillette, Cynthia Mann Elementary for Party Popper.
That was fun. 1st place, grades 3 and 4, Kellen Tillman, White Pine Elementary, for saving the species.
Yeah,
Woo!
save the species.
Save the
Save the
species.
species. First place, grades 5 to 6, Matthew Gardner
Oh, this is
from
my
the
favorite.
STEM Charter Academy for Agarithiso. It was a great
Yeah, we had
game.
fun playing that one. Okay, first place, grades 7 and 8, Diesel Brubaker of Grace Lutheran School for Diesel Derby.
And finally, for best of category in the games and gadgets is Avery Allen and Hazel Cundiff, Liberty Elementary, for the reading race. Yay!
Yay!
Congratulations!
Congratulations, everybody.
All right, let's take a minute to see how Avery and Hazel came up with their idea.
Hi, I'm Avery.
And I'm Hazel. We are both in the 5th grade at Liberty Elementary School, and we are both super excited to compete in regionals. Today, we are going to tell you about our invention, the reading race.
There are many kids and adults who don't love reading, and we really want to start turning their minds around and help them come to love reading through our game. Kids who don't like reading won't do very well in school, because reading can affect them in so many different ways. Everyone needs reading skills to succeed at school, to find things in the store, and even just to play around the house. We became passionate about this problem because we both love reading, and we really want it to be fun for everyone. We have both seen kids who struggle with it, so we made a game that might just help them love school and reading.
We researched and knew that many people might need a fun game, especially if they don't like reading. We thought if we made a game, it would motivate people to read, and it could also help them because they can play it with their family and friends. We could have made a game that was very boring, like flashcards that you did all by yourself, but we chose to do a fun one with interaction. We surveyed our class to see which book out of our top 5 choices was the most popular. We found out that Charlotte's Web was the most popular, so we did some research and found out that there currently were not any games on the market. To change our idea and make it unique, we decided to add some new rules and decorations. Our favorite part in the whole process was building the game board, and really looked a lot better. We did have to troubleshoot some things because we couldn't get together.
So to test our invention, we had a kid in our class and family members try it out. We revised it to make it better as problems arose. Some problems that we came across were, well, one, if people don't have a time limit, they could take a really long time to answer. We figured out how to add an online timer. Another problem that we came across was the game board moving. We thought, well, if people are trying to move their game pieces forward or backward, they could accidentally move the game board around. We fixed this problem by learning how to make it a background for the Google slide. We then tested it and found out that it didn't move at all. The third problem that arose was our scramble cards. At first, we had way too many boxes that were all having to be separately moved, so it wasn't one card. We decided, well, what about only one text box? We agreed on that, but then our problem was, well, how are we going to see the answer? We did some brainstorming and came across a really good idea. To see the answer, you go click on the card, go up to Fill, hit Transparent, and that will show you your answer. Then you hit Control-Z, and that will put your answer back, in case you want to play again later. There's a discard pile that you will drag it into once you have finished checking the answer.
In the result of inventing, we learned that to be able to invent something and make it good, you have to revise and edit. We didn't like the revising process very much, but to make it the best.
So to start playing the game, if you're the orange circle, you're going to drag it to start, and then right here, you're going to start your 1-minute timer. And the first card right here on the top, you're going to drag it over to the discard pile, and then if the timer didn't already go, you'll start it again, and then you have this 1 minute to unscramble your card that you dragged over. So if you get it right in under that minute, then you move forward 3 spaces. If you get it wrong, then you stay on start. And if you're past start, then you move backwards 1 space.
To check your answer, you click on the card, you go to Fill, and hit Transparent. The word should appear.
Yeah.
Hey,
Congratulations to all the winners. And we look forward to your amazing gadgets and games next year. And we look forward to seeing
you
everyone
at
Fig world
Pickles.
famous Fig Pickles. Now we're sending you back to Gray.
Hello, hello. So good to see you guys. Head on down to Fig Pickles, everyone. Get on down there. Oh, wonderful to see you both. We are now coming up to the Jules Verne category. And you know, sometimes inventions can feel like magic. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, great, do you have a quick magic trick for us? And I certainly do. Keep an eye on this. Oh, I've turned into a giant thing of like French fries. How did that happen? And oh, hang on. Oh, I'm back now. Oh, Beth, you didn't tell me David Blaine was going to be here, and thank you for the standing ovation, my friends. Thank you. There is no one in this room, but I have a vivid imagination. Thank you, everyone. So here we are with the Jules Verne category, and our next category of awards is named after the famous Jules Verne because he was so far ahead of his time. Jules Verne imagined nuclear power over 150 years before its invention. Reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or Journey to the Center of Earth will cause you to fall in love with adventure books. The inventions in our Jules Verne category are guaranteed to be imaginative and ahead of their time. So let us begin with third place, grades 5 through 6. It's Josh Callender and Dominic Tuscan from Lakeland Junior High with Invisible Humvee. Woohoo! Next up, we have third place, grades 7 through 8. It's Siv Nowak from White Pine Charter with Enkin. Woohoo! Great work, Siv. Good times. Next up, we have second place, grades 1 through 2. It's Marley Montague from STEM Charter Academy with the Lazy Robot. Yes! Coming up next, second place, grades 3 through 4. It's Amelia Price, Tyre Hill, Autumn Booth from Sorrison Magnets School of the Arts and Humanities with Future Reader. Yes! Great stuff. Here we go with second place, grades 5 through 6. It's Kinsley and Hayley Meyer from Hayden Meadows with the Protection Orb. Now we move second place, grades 7 through 8. Eliana Robinson from Grace Lutheran with the Sci-Fi Eyes. Yes! To our first place winners in the Jules Verne category, we have first place, grades 1 through 2. It's Olivia Graybill from STEM Charter Academy with Lucy Toothy. Oh, yes. Great work, Olivia. Wonderful. Oh, what a fun name as well. Lucy Toothy. Oh, that's a fun one. Good stuff. Next one, we have first place, grades 3 through 4. It's Caleb Brumback from Summit Christian Academy with Tyke Shield. Woohoo! Next up, we have first place, grades 5 through 6. It's Akshara Nataraj from Colliester School with Climate Saver Cyanomagnetic Bacteria. Good times. Woohoo! Now we move to first place, grades 7 through 8. It's Abigail Burris and Gracie Maynard from White Pine Charter with the Automatic Jacket. Yes. And this brings us to our Jules Verne Best of Category. And the award goes to Ethan Hunt from STEM Charter Academy with Electrical Spine Stimulating Implant. Congratulations, Ethan. Great work. And wait until you hear about this when I tell you about his innovative medical concept to help paralyzed individuals in this brief video clip.
My name is Ethan Hunt. My problem is paralysis due to spinal cord injuries. Approximately 5.4 million people in the United States live with some sort of paralysis. And in that 5.4 million, 1.5 million people live with paralysis due to spinal cord injuries. This equates to about 1 in every 50 Americans who live with paralysis, some sort of paralysis. Top causes of paralysis due to spinal cord injuries are motor vehicle accidents, doing physical labor, falling, sports accidents, and being a victim of violence. My solution is an electrical spine stimulating implant that shocks the damaged part of your spine, therefore, in a sense, reactivating that damaged part of the spine, allowing it to relearn how to walk and move its major limbs. However, this part of my invention has already been invented and tested at the by researchers at the University of Louisville. But that implant takes years and years of therapy before and after the procedure has been done, and it still only allows for a limited feeling in the legs and still cannot get patients to walk. So I asked myself, how can I shorten the distance between the procedure and the time of walking? So I did some research on how the spine works and found out that the spine isn't just a conduit for your brain, but it actually thinks itself, and it even stores its own memories. The protein that stores its own memories is called the PKM zeta, which stores memories of things such as pain and specific movements that the spine makes. So I asked myself, how can I bring back the memory of walking for the PKM zeta to shorten that distance? So I did some research on how the PKM zeta specifically works, and stumbled across some research about some researchers who injected a peptide into a mouse and rat's PKM zeta, and it actually brought back some memories and erased some others. So I implemented this into my invention by adding pumps that inject this peptide solution into your PKM zeta, into the patient's PKM zeta, which will bring back the memory of walking. I couldn't test this invention. This is my model. These are the pumps that inject the solution. These cardboard pieces, I don't know if you can see them, are the containers that hold the peptide solution. This is just some circuitry. In the back, there's the semicircles that act as the electrical stimulating pads, or whatever you want to call them. And then this is the battery for the entire thing, and then just some wires to make it look more realistic.
Absolutely sensational work there, Ethan. I commend you. What a important task you went down the line of. Congratulations, Ethan. Tremendous work. Now, I'm going to grab one of my friends to help pass it back to Beth. Here we go. Hey, Beth, passing it back to you. Can you hear me? Over to you, Beth. Have a great one.
Thank you, Gray. And wasn't Ethan's research exceptional? Absolutely amazing. So young inventors, you are all participating in Invent Idaho because an amazing teacher or parent inspired you to become a problem solver. Several weeks ago, a survey was sent out to you for you to nominate the teacher or parent, because parents are teachers every day too, for the teacher or parent who most inspired you to invent. I have the results of your voting. So drum roll at home, please. The 2021 Invent Idaho Inspirational Teacher of the Year, who received the most votes, is Katie Tucker from White Pine Elementary. Congratulations, Katie. Your students love you. Katie will be receiving this trophy and a copy of the book, Engineering Education for the Next Generation, a nature-inspired approach by author Sam Steyer. Speaking of inspired, I was so inspired when I read Sam Steyer's book that I knew you all needed to meet him in person. Well, okay, virtually this year. So I have the great honor of welcoming our next speaker, author of the book, Engineering Education for the Next Generation, a Nature-Inspired Approach. Sam Steyer will show you how to design nature-inspired inventions, and he will be awarding the 2021 Best Bio-Inspired Invention to one of you. Sam, welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's a real pleasure to be here, Beth. Yeah, this is really, really exciting. And the Best Bio-Inspired Invention Award is an exciting award. But first, we might want to, just step back in second and find out what is bio-inspired invention. So I'm going to just share some examples of bio-inspired invention with you. What bio-inspired invention is simply inventions that are inspired by something in the natural world. So, for instance, Toshi Fukaya is a designer, and as part of his work in school, he would have to put his design ideas up on the wall, and he would reach into these little buckets full of thumbtacks to, get a few thumbtacks and then put his work up on the wall. And this frequently happened. He got stuck in the thumb or the fingers with these thumbtacks, and it really bothered him that thumbtacks, did this to people. He just hated it, and he thought there's got to be a better way to imagine designing a thumbtack, but he really couldn't come up with an idea for a while. Well, then he one day was playing with his cat at home, and his cat was really fuzzy and fun to play with, and he noticed that the cat's paws were really soft most of the time, but then the cat had these claws that it could stick out, and it was really pokey. And then, of course, when the cat didn't want the claws out, it could retract them, and the cat's paws were soft again. And this gave Toshi an idea. And what he came up with, inspired by his cat, was a completely new design for a thumbtack. The thumbtack now, it had the metal pin, but the metal pin was surrounded by this compressible silicon material. So he could press it into the wall, and it would work just like a thumbtack. But he could pull it back out, and the silicon would envelop the metal pin so that the pin wasn't pokey at all. So you could stick your hand into a box of these things, and you would never get stuck by the thumbtack. So that is an example of bio-inspired invention inspired by nature. And a lot of times that's how inventions like this come about. A designer, an inventor, an engineer, an architect, they have a challenge of some kind. In this case, for Toshi, it was these pokey thumbtacks. And then they look to the natural world for an idea that they haven't thought of before that may give them a completely new way of designing something. Now, there's other ways this happens too. Sometimes what happens is that a scientist or an engineer just notices something amazing about the natural world, and that gives them an idea for a new kind of invention of some kind. What you're looking at now, of course, are sharks. And you'll notice that the sharks are moving pretty slowly, which, is actually quite normal for sharks. When they're not fleeing something or attacking something, they usually just cruise around relatively slowly through the ocean. Now, a lot of things in the ocean that move slowly, like whales, they get things that attach to them, like barnacles and remora fish and other things. But sharks are interesting in that they don't have anything attached to them. They don't have barnacles attached to them. Fish don't usually attach to them. And scientists began to wonder, how do they do this? How come they don't have anything attached to them? And when they looked even closer, they realized that sharks don't even have bacteria on their skin. They're completely clear of bacteria. And the scientists began to wonder, how do they do this? Well, it turns out that sharks have these interesting scales. They're fish, and they have these scales, and these scales have a kind of interesting texture to them. You can see they have these kind of these little valleys, and then these ridges, and then a valley again. And this actually is the reason why bacteria won't stick to sharks. When a bacteria lands on this kind of surface, it finds it kind of uncomfortable. It's not something they want to stay on. It's a little bit like, I think of those, if you ever slept on those sofa couches that have a bed inside, and you pull it out and you sleep, and then it's got this metal bar in the middle, and it's just kind of uncomfortable, and you don't sleep very well because it's always sticking in your back. That's a little bit like what it must feel like to a bacterium on the surface of a shark. That ridge that runs through the middle is uncomfortable for a bacteria to settle on. And if they go down into the little valleys, then the water that's flowing by the sharks kind of accelerates and just whisks the bacteria away. And so this shark is able to be free of bacteria through texture alone. No chemicals, nothing like that, just the texture of its skin. And so these scientists and engineers that they worked with, they wondered, what if we emulated, what if we copied, mimicked that texture in like a microscopic texture on plastic? And this is what they came up with. You can see it's not exactly the same as the texture of the shark skin, but the basic architecture of the shark skin, the basic texture is there. It's got these ridges and these valleys. And then they tested it. What they did is they put a little dollop of bacteria on this surface. And that bacteria you can see is colored pink in this image. And they put a little drop of this bacteria on the shark's inspired surface. And they also put a little drop of bacteria on a smooth surface. And then they watched what happened. And what happened is what you can see here in these images. Over time, over several weeks, the bacteria would grow and multiply on the smooth surface. But on the shark-inspired surface, the bacteria had trouble getting started, and it was much slower to expand on that surface. Again, through texture alone, no chemicals or anything. So this idea now has been applied to lots of surfaces where we don't want bacteria, sometimes in hospitals, like on bed railings, on doorknobs, on light switches, and it can be applied to all sorts of other kinds of surfaces where we don't really want bacteria to be too. So that's another example of invention inspired by nature. In this case, just from paying attention to what nature is good at. Now, nature's good at a lot of things. Nature can do things like, oh, wait, I got one more example to tell you before I get into this. Now, this example of nature-inspired invention came from a fifth grader named Sean. And what Sean did is he, kind of like the scientist who just paid attention to what nature was good at, he noticed that his cat was good at something. What he noticed is that his cat on cold days would puff up its fur. And he wondered, why do cats do that? And what he discovered is that when cats puff up their fur, they trap lots of their own body heat next to their bodies, and it helps them keep warm. And that gave Sean a really interesting idea. He came up with this idea of a jacket that was inspired by his cat. And what his jacket does, the way it works is, on a cold day, you can just blow it with more air, fill it with more air, and that will keep you warmer. And then on a warmer day, you can deflate that jacket, and so it still keeps you comfortable, but not as warm. Now, you actually can now buy this jacket because Sean's idea became a jacket that now you can find. It's got a little pump in the pocket, and you can, on a cold day, pump it up, and it gets bigger and fills with more air and insulates your body more, just like Sean's cat. And then on warmer days, you can deflate it. So again, this is an example of invention inspired by nature because nature's so good at so many different things. Nature can do all sorts of amazing things once you start paying attention to the natural world. Nature can do things like grow houses, like in these termite mounds. Nature can create stunning color without using anything like paint or pigments or dyes. Nature can withstand hurricane force winds. Nature can stick without glue, stop bullets, generate electricity without pollution, capture carbon dioxide, decompose when done, and turn back into itself effectively forever. Now, this is really an impressive list of what nature can do, and this is just a small little sample of what nature can actually do. There's many, many more things that nature can do, and that means we can learn from nature to invent all sorts of things if we just pay attention to what nature is good at doing. Now, we actually have a very special award to give out this year, the Best Bio-Inspired Award. Now, the Best Bio-Inspired Award, the criteria for this award was really simple. The invention had to improve the world in some way, and it had to be inspired by an idea from the natural world. And I'm very proud this year to bestow the Bio-Inspired Award to Mr. Carter McMillan. Let's have Carter now tell us in his own words what inspired him to create the Nubby Mat.
I'm Carter. I'm in 4th grade, and I go to White Pine Elementary. And this is the Nubby Mat. And the reason why I came up with this is because lots of people have trouble scratching their back. And bears can do it by like finding a tree and then scratching their back. But I was wondering, is there a thing I could do for humans? Well, I came up with the Nubby Man.
Yes, that is fantastic, Carter. Amazing invention, amazing idea, just from paying attention to what nature does. Congratulations. And now I'm going to send it back to Gray so that we can look at the non-working models category awards.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sam. And congrats, Carter. What a wonderful video and wonderful inspiration there. Such great work. Thanks again, Sam, and congrats, Carter. We find ourselves now at the non-working models category. Now, this is for those inventions that are just too big or too expensive or too high-tech to be built on a $25 budget. So let's jump into non-working models category. And first up, in third place, grades 1 through 2, it's Isla Sale from Cynthia Mann Elementary with sunscreen bathing suit. Yes. Wonderful work. Up next, third place, grades 3 through 4. It's Paisley Eberlin from White Pine Elementary with the Sora. Great stuff. Next, third place, grades 5 through 6. It's Vince Vituro from White Pine Elementary with the BioPad. In third place, grades 7 through 8. It's Micah Collins, STEM Charter Academy with Dashing Disc Discoverer. Great stuff, Micah. We now move to second place. We have grades 1 through 2. Second place, Trevor Speedle from Cynthia Mann Elementary with Ice Cream Cooler. Yes. Second place, grades 3 to 4. It's Augustus Brown from STEM Charter Academy with Augmented Reality Terrain Avoidance System, or ARTAS. Great work, Augustus. Second place, grades 5 through 6. It's Isabel Meredith from Lakeland Junior High with Famous Monument. Second place, grades 7 through 8. Kirsten Krause from Grace Lutheran School with Pen Clean. We now move to first place, non-working models, grades 1 through 2. Denali Nass from STEM Charter Academy with Sensor Machine. First place, grades 3 to 4. Charlotte Hober from Sorrison Magnet School of Arts and Humanities with The Watch. First place, grades 5 through 6. Kichi Tamano from White Pine Elementary, PSSE, Pollution Solution Ship Extension. First place, grades 7 through 8. Kyle Rowlinger from STEM Charter Academy with the Curvy Chair. And now, non-working models, best of category. The award goes to Kodiak Foster from STEM Charter Academy with UV Clean. And what a timely invention. Let's hear Kodiak tell us about his invention in this brief video.
Welcome, and come learn about the UV Clean, the cutting edge of clean, a revolutionary hand sanitation device utilizing the latest in far UVC technology. My name is Kodiak Foster, and as a 7th grade student in Miss Brubaker's class, I decided to be the inventor and creator of the UV Clean, which is a better, safer, cheaper, and more effective way to sanitize your hands than hand washing alone. Why isn't hand washing enough? Well, on average, you come into contact with 300 surfaces every 30 minutes, exposing you to about 840,000 germs. 95% of Americans don't wash their hands correctly. 33% of Americans wash their hands without using soap, and the average American only washes for 6 seconds instead of the recommended 20. But there's a new technology that's lighting the way for better sanitation and cleanliness. Far UVC light. Now let's learn what UVC light is and how it works. Traditional UV light has been used to sterilize hospitals for decades and has proven effective on water, air, and surfaces. However, at 256 nanometers in wavelength, traditional UV light penetrates our skin and eyes, making it dangerous for our bodies. Until now. The latest studies from my expert Dr. David Brenner at Columbia University has shown that a shortened wavelength of 222 nanometers, called far UVC light, is not only deadly for viruses, bacteria, and superbugs, like the flu and even COVID-19, but this shortened wavelength can't penetrate our skin and eyes, finally making it safe for humans. Dr. Brenner's studies are showing a vast use for far UVC light everywhere from airports, schools, and hospitals. This is where I got my idea for my invention. Came for hand sanitizing with the UV Clean. Here's how my invention works. 1. Power on the UV Clean with the remote. 2. Insert your hands onto the dome. 3. Wait for 10 seconds. And 4. Remove your hand sanitized hands. And remember, with the UV Clean, UV Clean.
Fantastic stuff. Great video as well. Great work. My friends, my inventing friends, have you ever thought of growing up to be a scientist? These cool University of Idaho science ambassadors will convince you to become a scientist when you explode into their science extravaganza.
Hi, we're the College of Science Ambassadors here at the University of Idaho. We wish that you could be here with us on campus today, but we hope that you enjoy our video.
Hi there. So today we're going to be doing a combustion reaction with methanol. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rimming the bottle with the methanol, and upon covering the glass in methanol, we're going to shake it around to further vaporize the methanol. And then we're going to dump the excess methanol and ignite the vapors within the glass bottle. This will create a combustion reaction that results in CO2 and water. And it'll look like the vapor is the excess methanol, but the liquid inside the glass is actually the water. So let's give it a try. Now that green color you saw was the excess boric acid that we put inside there. Upon ignition, it excites and creates a beautiful green color. I think that's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite experiments.
Hello. So again, we have a similar combustion reaction. With this reaction, we're going to have a bit more of a explosion, and this is due to an increased surface area using lycodium powder. And so this is actually what happens a lot in grain elevator fires, that the dust from grains will make increased surface area, resulting in this larger reaction. And so here, there's a candle inside of this tin along with lycodium powder. And so first, if I were to light the candle without squeezing this bulb to create dust, nothing would happen. So I can do that right now. And nothing's occurring. So instead, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to light this candle now. Okay, so I have a nice lit candle. I'm going to put this cap on tight. I'm going to stand back and I'm going to make it explode.
Okay, for our next experiment, we're going to be showing an oxidizing reaction. So in this little tiny starburst, which you've all probably eaten, how much energy do we think is in it? We'll be able to show this by melting some potassium chlorate and then dropping the candy into the test tube. This will show how the candy turns into energy, into CO2 and water. And this is kind of similar to what happens in your digestive system when we eat sugar. So we'll let this melt really quick. Now that it's melted, we'll be able to see how the energy is released when the candy's dropped in. More energy than we thought.
Okay, so for our last experiment today, you'll see us make a bomb. What we will do for this is we're going to be putting liquid nitrogen into a bottle and put that bottle into a bin of warm water. Then, when the liquid nitrogen expands, you'll see that bottle explode.
All right, so for this experiment, there's going to be a bit of a boom, so you might want to cover your ears. Can you cover all of this? We might have a bit of a waiting period.
See you next year at Invent Idaho!
There is something so fun about seeing ping pong balls just explode out of a bucket. How great's that? During the candy one, I have nerds sitting next to my desk and I was like, I wonder if I can just start doing it. And then I realized, oh, these are delicious. I don't know if I can waste delicious nerds on science experiments, but that was cool. That was great. What a fun video. I'm definitely going to go and try some of those. Our last category of awards is working models. These inventions actually function, and maybe you will see some of these for sale in stores near you very soon. So, working models, third place, grades 3 through 4, is Jax Pearson from Summit Christian Academy with book holder. Yes! Next we have third place, grades 5 through 6. It's Jerry Jones from STEM Charter Academy, the Germinator. Third place, grades 7 through 8. It's Leif Anderson from Grace Lutheran School with COVID Outdoor Workstation. Moving to second place, Working Models Awards, grades 1 through 2. Maggie Fish from Cynthia Mann Elementary with Stick Eraser. Second place, grades 3 to 4. Jackson Jensen from White Pine Elementary with the Cron Ball. The ball your dog can rely on. Second place, grades 5 through 6. It's Haley Brow with from Hayden Meadows with Haley's Rain Pack. Yes, great work. Second place, grades 7 through 8. Nicole Huang and Catherine Olland from Grace Lutheran School with Auntie Tipsy. Moving to first place Working Models Awards, grades 1 to 2. It's Fib Hebener from Sorrison Magnet School of Arts and Humanity with the Fan Hand. First place, grades 3 through 4. Carter McMillan, White Pine Elementary, Nubby Matt. First place, grades 5 through 6. Amelia Freeman from STEM Charter Academy, Shake Chair 3000. First place, grades 7 through 8. Chelsea Venning, STEM Charter Academy with the Plant Saver. And this brings us to the best of category for the working models. It goes to Juliana and Autumn Schwarm from Hayden Canyon Charter School with Cord Keeper. Yes, great stuff. So let's hear from Juliana and Autumn to tell you how their invention was inspired by a little vacuum cleaner incident while doing chores.
Hello, my name is Juliana and this is my sister, Autumn. We are in 2nd grade and 4th grade at Hayden Canyon Charter School in North Idaho. Together we came up with a super cool invention called Cord Keeper. Let us tell you about Cord Keeper. We came up with the idea because while doing chores in our house, I accidentally vacuumed up my tablet's charging cord. It got all tangled up in the vacuum and ended up being a broken cord. This was a real big problem. As you can see right here is the solid bottom, so then the charger would not fall out, and then that's all. Guess what? It worked! The one-piece wall basket screwed into the wall kept the cords up and off the ground. So you can see, our invention worked. We asked our dad's friend, who's a local electrician, if he thought it was a good idea, and he said yes. We also asked him if he could install it in homes, and he said he could. My dad helped us install ours because we weren't allowed to use the screw gun. This was easy to install, easy to use, and everyone would benefit from the Cord Keeper. Thank you for listening to how we came up with our invention of the Cord Keeper. Maybe one day it could be sold in stores, so keep your eyes open. Bye!
Oh, yes, Juliana and Autumn. I need one of them. Look at all my cords. Oh, I keep on rolling over them with my chair, and my little robot vacuum has them for dinner most nights. Look at that. Oh, what a wonderful invention. Very good, very good. I've got broken cords everywhere. All right, let's send it back to Beth for the Best of Show Awards.
Awesome. Thank you, Gray. Don't y'all just love Gray's energy and passion for inventing? He is an amazing MC, and he'll be back in a few minutes. So thank you, Gray. Congratulations to all the young inventors so far, but we're not done. Did you know that more than 5 different teams of judges have been examining your Invent Idaho entries over the last 3 weeks? Over 30 judges selected the awards that you have just seen, and those people will be receiving ribbons and plaques. Over 30 judges selected those awards. Also, teams of professors from the University of Idaho selected 15 young inventors to mentor or work with because they were so impressed with these inventions, with their inventions. In addition, 2 patent attorneys, William Jekyll from Randall Danskin Attorneys and Susan Moss from Lee Hayes Attorneys, selected their 2 inventions that they will be doing free patent searches for. Another team, still another team of judges from the University of Idaho, selected the $1,000 University of Idaho scholarship winner and Expo participants that Dr. John Crepeau will tell you about in a few minutes. Still another separate team of judges selected the 23 National Invention Convention qualifiers that Gray will be back to announce at the end of the show. So what does this mean? This means that just because you already received a placing earlier or so far in this show, that does not necessarily mean that you will for sure be selected to enter the National Invention Convention. And even if you did not already receive an award or a placing so far in this show, even if you haven't already received one, you may still be selected to qualify for the National Invention Convention because this was judged by a separate team of judges. Okay? A reminder that this is a celebration of creativity and innovation. You're all winners just by being here. Invent Idaho awards the inventing process. So it's not just about winning ribbons, even though that's the fun part. So at this point, I have the honor of celebrating our best of show invention for grades 1 through 4. Congratulations to Eli Ashby and Mia Stroh with Heart Helper. You will understand their heartfelt inspiration after watching their brief video clip.
My name is Eli Ashby. I'm from Bryan Elementary. I'm in 4th grade and I'm 9 years old and I've had 5 heart surgeries.
My name is Mia Stroh. I go to the online K-12 Charter Academy. I am in 4th grade. I am 9 years old and I have had 2 heart surgeries. And together we invented the Heart Helper. Our problem is that there's nothing out there that continuously tracks our heart rate. So we invented the Heart Helper. Our invention is a medical grade watch that continuously monitors a child's heart rate. It also gives you historical data and it notifies a parent when our research was done by talking to doctors at Seattle Children's Hospital and others. We did internet searches on heart rate watches and we went to stores and interviewed other people. So we adapted a live port ECG monitor. You put your 2 fingers on the 2 metal squares and it takes your heart rate. You can also see your history. And our watch is medical graded, so it doesn't the Heart Helper.
Aren't they amazing? Our next award, the free patent search, is valued at over $750. The winners each get to work with a patent attorney to find out if their invention might be able to receive a patent. Thank you to Susan Moss and William Jekyll. Parents, you will be receiving information from me about this award. The patent search winners are Juliana and Autumn Schwam with Cord Keeper and Eli Ashby and Mia Stroh with Heart Helper. A huge congratulations to both groups. Our next award is the Best of Show for grades 5 through 8. So a huge congratulations to Samuel Wilson for his Best of Show invention, Tree Cannon. Let's plant some trees the fun way as Sam shows you how he came up with his invention in this brief video.
Hi, my name is Samuel Wilson, and my problem is that it takes way too long to plant trees by hand, approximately 15 to 30 minutes. Now, I think that this is a problem because 3 to 100 acres of trees are cut down every day by loggers, and 3.5 to 7 billion trees are burned down every year. Now, this is just unacceptable in my opinion. So that's why I think my solution can help. So my solution comes in two main parts. First, the cone, which is 3D printed. I'll get back to that later. And the cannon, or the launching device, which actually launches the cone. So first, let's start with the cone. So the cone is really interesting because it's actually made from PVA, which stands for polyvinyl alcohol. Now, PVA is very interesting because this material degrades in water, unlike PLA, which the first prototype was made out of, which does not biodegrade in water. This would take 450 million years to biodegrade. Well, this will take about 2 years with the current moisture in the ground. So actually, there's not actually going to be a tree in this. It'll just be some seeds with some dirt on top of it. So that's most protected from the heat of this. So yeah, that's my cone. I'll get back to that later. So this is the second part of my design. It's the tree cannon. This is the cannon part in the tree cannon. So it's made out of a couple key parts. The first, which I'm going to talk about, is the screw cap. So this, you unscrew it, spray the starting fluid, and then re-screw it back up so that the starting fluid is in the combustion chamber. And usually the cone would be in the barrel so that the fluid cannot escape through the barrel. Next is the actual combustion chamber, and this is where the ignition will take place. Then after the ignition takes place, it will go through the barrel, making that energy tighter because it has to travel more and faster, and then it will launch the cone out. And so now we have a spark generator. So when you press this, it actually sends a spark between these two plugs. So one is negatively charged and one is positively charged, which means that it will generate a spark, which will then ignite the starting fluid and launch the tree.
Fantastic job, Samuel. The judges were very impressed with this invention and especially pleased that you were using biodegradable materials to take care of the environment. It's now my privilege to introduce Dr. John Crepeau, the Associate Dean of the College of Engineering at the University of Idaho, who will award the U of I $1,000 scholarship to a student, this scholarship will be held until that student is of college age. And Dr. Crepeau will also announce the 3 students who have been selected to attend Expo. We're honored to have you with us, Dr. Crepeau.
Wow. Can I just say how impressed I am with your creativity and the wonderful ideas and the thoughtfulness and the energy that all of you put into these awards. That is so impressive. One of the things I love about being an engineer is that not only do I get to learn things like math and science and physics, but I get to use my creativity to develop and design new things, just like all of you have done. And so I just want all of you to know how so impressed I am. Congratulations. You know, I heard a couple of you say that you needed to revise and edit your projects and test and revise. Can I just say that that is a very, very important process of the design project. Nobody designs their project the first time and gets everything right. I'll bet if you talk to Gray, he goes through all sorts of ideas and gets input from other people. And after building and testing and revising and then rebuilding and retesting, they can really refine a great project. So I just want all of you to know that even if you didn't earn an award, keep working and keep trying on your wonderful designs. And I promise you that good things will come from that. So I get the wonderful opportunity to present today to Samuel Wilson a certificate and a scholarship for $1,000 to study at the University of Idaho. So congratulations, Samuel, for your tree cannon and the wonderful, wonderful work that you did. I love that video. Our second announcement that we get to share with all of you is that every year at the University of Idaho, all of our seniors get to work on projects, kind of inventions like you have come up with here. And then they show them off to all sorts of people at our engineering expo. Our students work on projects sponsored by Boeing, by Schweitzer Engineering Lab, some by NASA, Hewlett-Packard, and all sorts of different companies. And it's a wonderful opportunity for them to show off their creativity and their problem-solving skills. And we have set aside 3 tables, 3 opportunities for some of you inventors to come to Moscow and to show off your inventions. So I'd like to announce the 3 winners for this: Samuel Wilson, Summer Spiker, and Chelsea Venning. A big round of applause for you 3 there. And what we have for you is to invite you to come, and we will pay for your hotel rooms for you and your parents to spend the night here in Moscow and present your projects at our Engineering Expo, which will be held on April 30th this year. So congratulations to all of you. And Gray, let's send it over to you for the big announcement of the National Invention Convention qualifiers.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And congratulations, Sam, Summer, and Chelsea. Well done. That is wonderful. Dr. Crepeau, you're absolutely right. Like, as you mentioned, that notion of iterative design process, it's absolutely part of the process and part of the fun. You will find yourself designing, redesigning. Sometimes you even design yourself out of a project and you go, oh, this isn't the right solution. The solution's over here. So I completely hear you on that and couldn't agree more. We now have 23 young inventors who have been selected by a separate team of judges to represent Idaho virtually at the National Invention Convention, hosted by the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation in Dearborn, Michigan. Selected inventors' parents will be receiving detailed information from Beth in the coming days about how to register for free. Top secret announcement. This one, keep this to yourself, but we can talk about it. Now, no one knows this information because it was just announced by the National Invention Convention. But this top secret announcement is that 30 US national winners will represent the United States virtually at the first ever global invention convention hosted by Singapore this July. Some of our Idaho inventors may be among the global participants. So, in no particular order, let's go through the 23 US National Invention Convention qualifiers. We have Eli Ashby, Mia Stroh, Mackenzie Conley, Matilda Hughes, Isley Huffman, Ethan Hunt, Elena Robinson, Delaney Nass, Charlotte Hober, Kichi Tamano, Vince Vituro, Charlotte Mang, Kodiak Foster, Kirsten Krause, Micah Collins, Finn Hebener, Chelsea Venning, Samuel Wilson, Alan Melton, Carly Walker, Juliana Schwarm, Autumn Schwarm, and Isabel Meredith. Congratulations, everybody. Oh, how exciting. Oh my goodness. What a great, great fun time this is. So cool. So very cool. So congratulations. Now, I do hope to see you all in person at the University of Idaho for the 2022 Invent Idaho State Finals. Back to you, Beth.
A huge thank you to Gray, our MC extraordinaire. Isn't he amazing? Thank you, Gray. And thank you once again to our sponsors, partners, and as well, thank you to our special guests tonight, Dr. Caitlin McGuire, Dr. John Crepeau, bio-inspired expert author Sam Steyer, and our dear Fig Pickles, dear friends, Brett and Susan Summer. Gray, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being with us, and for all of you parents and young inventors. Awards will be shipped or delivered, and information will be sent to parents of qualifying students in the next few weeks. So on behalf of Invent Idaho Invention Convention, thank you so much, and keep inventing. See you in 2022.
Thank you.